Hello, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, my name is Amy with Scribbly Plans, and I am a beginner to rings and paper planning, really. I've given it a few attempts in the past, and nothing's really stuck, so this is the longest streak that I've ever had. So I'm quite proud of myself for that. And I've decided that one way that I can keep myself motivated as a neurodivergent ADHDer is to film this process and kind of encourage myself to stick with it. And so I'm coming up to the 2-month mark, incredibly proud. Today is Monday, and it has been a very heavy day. This is from last week. This is my spread. This week I wanted to kind of just showed my full process, so there's going to be a lot of sped up parts. I do tend to work a little bit slow. This week I am in my own custom Scribbly Plans layout. I started off using Planner Room Shop's templates. I think I've used like 2 or 3 of them. I don't know why that candle keeps blowing black smoke, but we're just going to ignore that. But for whatever reason with my printer, it seems that the grids are printing darker, lines are printing thick, and there were just a lot of little details I wanted to be different, and it wasn't right as a fellow content creator, as a fellow digital artist. I know that it's not right to make such heavy modifications to someone else's work, so I decided to just create it completely from scratch in a program all on my own. And so this is my custom layout. So far I am extremely happy with. We've got 2 blank sidebars here. I've made my grids all nice and even. The spacing and everything is just exactly the way that I wanted it. This is a little preview of what it looked like compared to here. I feel like this felt too busy to me for some reason. I don't know if it's just the lines, but for me, this right here just feels so smooth and easy on my eyes. I can't explain it, but I want you to join me on my designing process today. I will admit, one little hack as a newbie that I found works well for me is when I kind of have a theme going in my mind, I'll take a piece of laminate or other type of plastic that I know that my stickers are not going to stick to, and then I will kind of lay them out so that I can get a visual and have everything ready for what I know that I want to use. Am I actually going to use them all? I'm not sure, but stick with me. I may pause here and there to kind of chat and update you, but for now we're going to speed through and start decorating. So a lot of the times with the washi tape that I select, I usually pick out something with emojis for my bottom right washi. Right now I have a couple of rolls that I'm trying to use from TCMC, and then I'll pick a washi for the top left that coordinates with that one, just to kind of give it that little extra pop of color. This is something I just started doing, I think this week. I've been big on Gingham. I don't know how to say it right, but I was able to find a few rolls on Amazon, so I'm using that tape to kind of add separation in these little sidebars here. With it being back to school, I want to add a little touch of like school themed stickers in here. Okay, so now we're going to start with my highlighting process. I call it highlighting. I'm not sure if that's like incorrect in the planner community, but basically I'm going to take my tombos and I'm going to mark out my headers, and I usually do 2 pairs of headers, so you'll see me do that. I do one color right next to the day of the week, and then underneath I do a thicker line, a little bubble for the date, and then a few dots here. So I'm going to get started on that, and you can watch that process. Once again, we had difficulties with getting cut off. I'm realizing with my phone that anytime a notification pops up, even though I'm in Do Not Disturb, let's say it's low battery or your phone's too hot, it will stop recording. And I've even turned on this sound notification to tell me, hey, recording stopped, and it didn't do it. So I'm at a loss. I will figure this out because I hate that I'm like sitting here doing all of this and I think I'm recording and turns out I'm not. So when it cut off, I was explaining my headers and I went ahead and filled those in. A lot of it was sped up anyways, but I know part of the joy of watching these videos is getting to see everything getting marked out. So let me go over what I marked. I use a bolder color usually for my top header, and that's just kind of a summary of, hey, this is what's happening that day. Back to school, errands, rest, film. In the light pink area is where I add a little more detail to what is most important of that day. This small little bubble here, it's actually kind of a larger bubble. I put the date and then I just add smaller bubbles to list out anything that I need to do that day. On my side panels, I've got a spot for things I need to remember. They can be maybe I need to buy a certain school supply for a kiddo, or maybe there's packages coming in that I'm trying to remember. So I'll add those in here. Restock is household items that don't need to be necessarily ordered with groceries, but I need to get them hopefully sometime this week. Things like allergy medicine, toilet paper, stuff like that. And here's an extra one that I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. Leads and clients is for my clients. I am a full-time photographer, and so anytime that I know I need to touch base with someone this week, it goes in here. Look into is items that I know that I'm interested in, but I'm not really ready to pull the trigger on yet, and that is what ends up going in here. So now I want to add some dashes and dots. I'm just trying to decide what colors I want to use. I don't think I have a whole lot that needs to go in here. Do I have another green one here, but I'm not wanting to fill that in yet. A lot of the times I have kind of a idea of how many items I'm going to need to put here, but oftentimes I'm just guessing. So now I'm going to start filling in my side columns with things that I know need to go into this week. With how sloppy I tend to be in my handwriting and my notes, scratch paper is usually the best way for me to just quickly scribble something down before like making it pretty and kind of cementing it in with pen. Okay, so I finished filling in what belongs in my sidebars. Now I'm going to add in my tasks that I know I need to complete throughout the week. As far as today being pretty heavy, it is the first day of high school for my oldest, and so there's been, tears shed on and off throughout today. But it is kind of nice to get back into the routine of things. I do thrive on routine. It's a little easier for me to initiate tasks and get things done whenever I know I have a set amount of time to knock those things out. And so I'm trying to look at the bright side. It's a huge shift as far as schedules go, after school, extracurricular stuff, and it's just going to be an adjustment period. But I think it's going to be okay after the first week or two. Let's see, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, those plans are not set, so I'm hesitant, but we'll just write a few things in here. Unfortunately, I must accept defeat. I absolutely love the spread and all of the color here. I was trying to really take advantage of using up summer colors and making the most of these last like 2 weeks of August before I go full-fledged for fall. So very bright, very colorful. I'm super happy with the way that all of the decorations came out. I used to struggle with it a lot, but this is just feeling so happy. I look at it and I feel so much joy, and for me that is what paper planning is all about. It's just something I cannot get with things like Trello or ClickUp or other online task management. So we're going to call it here. This was meant to be a longer video, but I just don't want to put you guys through a bunch of cuts and missing parts. We're going to keep this short. Next video, I am going to have a solution. We're going to do test runs and everything will be smooth. You have my word. So let's put everything back and hope it doesn't cut off again. And let's put this in here and then put my today tab in. For those of you that have kiddos that went back to school today, I hope they have an amazing first day. And those of you that have not returned back yet, I hope their first day goes just freaking amazing for them. Thank you so much for watching. See you all next time. Bye.